Hey there, YouTube. So I'm tearing apart a Suzuki Samurai, and I was looking online on figuring out how to tear apart these CV axles, and I couldn't find any videos or pictures in a forum. Granted, I didn't look very hard, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to tear apart these front CV axles. Obviously, I've already taken this apart, but I'm going to show you with it clean how to do it, because you'll actually be able to see everything. Now, first off, to know that there is a circlip that's supposed to go inside here, and that's going to engage another circlip retention area on the inside of this guy here. So the first thing you're going to do to take the whole unit off, I'm going to put the phone down here. There we are. So to take the whole thing off, you're going to need a brass punch. Now it has to be brass. You do not want to use steel when you're doing this, otherwise you're going to mess up the part of the inside of the CV axle. So again, use brass. But you're going to take this ridge here, or if you can get down in there, there's, well, you'll see it better. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to hit the stub shaft off of the main shaft. So you'll just hit around either the edge of this, or again on that inside lip, if you can get your punch down in there, because we're trying to defeat that circlip. So when it does pop off, you'll have the whole unit. Like I was saying, you either hit here with the punch or hit here with the punch, and you'll want, as you hit it, you'll want to go around in a circle so you don't do any side loading or anything like that. But then to take it all apart, you're going to have to kind of finagle this thing around to get each one of the ball bearings out. So I'll either use another shaft, or I'll take my brass punch again and kind of get this guy moved around enough to where I can pop out these ball bearings. So punch those out. I should make note of, before you get it finally torn apart, make sure you take into account the way everything is set up. So you'll see there's a step here on this inner, and then you have the sharper edge of this guy. If you put it together wrong, when you're all done, it won't work.
Depends on what, or who's doing the dreaming. Well, obviously someone without a lot of hope, a shoeshine boy, a convict, someone dreaming of a better future.
Yeah, so watch out for these ball bearings. They like to go everywhere. I'll have to clean that one again.
Making it a dream, that's the story. Shut up, Herb! I think it makes it more funny. What about the other Cisco stories? Let him get this one covered first, then he can worry
Okay,
about
make
the
sure you
others.
put them somewhere where they won't roll off your table. So now that you got all the ball bearings out of there, you're going to have to get the CV knuckle out. So here we are without the ball bearings. You'll turn this all the way up, and then you'll have to finagle it to get it to key correctly. Ideally, this little empty spot here will fall in line with the ridge, but whatever you gotta do, just pop, finagle it out of there. And then for the final piece, you're gonna spin it. Make sure these lugs line up with the holes. Spin it 90 degrees, and then it'll come right out. Now, if you can almost barely see in there. Well, maybe not, but that's where that circlip rides on the inside of this. So when we go to put it all back together, remember the ridges as opposed to this surface here. So you'll want the ridges, and then this sharp edge, as this edge is a little bit flatter. I'm on camera. There we are. So when it all goes back together, Again, line the lugs up. See, I have my ridges and my sharp edge. Now you'll have to make sure that you spin the inner to where the lug is behind there, so the ball bearing can ride in this little surface here. Clean everything out real good. Clean all this up. This will be dry, or relatively dry when you put it in. You can add a little bit light coat of oil to it if you want, but it's easier to do dry, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So get it all lined up. Drop it in. And then you can start dropping the ball bearings back in.
I did it. My story's getting covered. There's all these things. My brother Benny.
Oops.
The beginning of your journey, not the end.
That one kind of fall out of place there.
Sometimes it's in the darkness and pain.
Benny, what is he talking about?
I speak with the voice of the prophets. And in their words, hope and despair walk arm in arm.
Being a little ornery, it's kind of cold out, so. I might have to do some creative editing. It's kind of fighting me.
I suppose you're right. I should have been there for the first copies of this month's issue.
Absolutely. After all that work you did, you deserve to see your story in print. Just no jumping up and down with excitement. We don't want you to hurt yourself.
I will restrict myself to a proud grin.
You're not having any more of those hallucinations, are you?
I'm fine.
Once you get two of them in there, it kind of goes a lot faster. So, guess I should have shown this. Ball bearings go in. Might have to give it a little bit of loving with that brass hammer or a brass punch. But that's fine. As long as it's brass. Alright. So there we are. It's all back together. Now I don't have my new store clips yet. I just ordered them today. But when I get them in, you just make sure the old ones are out of here and make sure all the old parts are out of that, which you should have already done when you were cleaning it. But make sure all the chunks are out of there. You'll put the new store clip on the axle shaft and then get that in there. Line everything up. you'll see that this is kind of has an edge to it here. So as you slip it on, it should close that circlip down into the groove, and then it'll allow itself to reopen up in there. But let me back up. To grease this thing, once it's all together to this point, you're going to pack this full of grease down into this hole, and you'll take a piece of wood dowel, which is on the other side of the shop. You'll take a piece of wood dowel and smash that grease down into that hole, and as you smash it, it'll come up around the ball bearings and around in here. And you'll just keep doing that until it's good and full. And then, like I said, put your circlip on there, and then you might have to fight it a little bit because you'll have that excess grease. But get it on there till it locks in, and then you'll install it as usual. So I'm going to do a little bit of editing here to clean up some of that, but it goes pretty easy. Just make sure, again, that you use brass and not steel. You don't want to mess this up. If you do, then you'll be buying a new one. So, good luck, YouTube. Good luck, Suzuki guys. Although, honestly, you should just change the thing to a Toyota axle. Alright, have a good night.